Hello everyone. Today we are going to discuss about how to deploy AWS SAM applications with Jenkins CI CD Pipeline. So here are the table of contents which we are going to discuss. So first one is the prerequisites, and then we'll initialize a new AWS SAM project using GitHub, and then we'll commit and push the changes to GitHub, and then we'll allow Jenkins user to access the Docker socket, and then we'll download necessary plugins for Jenkins, and we'll add AWS IAM credentials in Jenkins, and then Jenkins CI CD for AWS SAM application using Jenkins, and then conclusion. So here you can see this is the workflow diagram. So here this diagram illustrates a CI CD pipeline for deploying an AWS serverless application using Jenkins, GitHub, and AWS SAM. So here you can see this is the developer workflow. So here developer writes a code and pushes it to GitHub, and then Jenkins pulls the latest code from GitHub and triggers the CI CD pipeline. So here Jenkins uses AWS SAM to package and deploy the serverless application. So this is the AWS cloud. So here once application is deployed using AWS SAM, it integrates with multiple AWS services. Wait a second. So it integrates with multiple AWS services. So here you can see this is the API gateway. It exposes an endpoint URL that allows users to interact with the application, and then AWS Lambda. It executes the backend logic when triggered by API gateway. So this is the S3 bucket. So it stores static assets or data related to the application, and the other resources like additional AWS resources like DynamoDB, SNS that may be required. So here, this is the user interaction. Here, the users interact with the API gateway endpoint, which triggers AWS Lambda to execute business logic. So data or static files are fetched from S3 bucket or the AWS services. So here, so in this video, we are going to cover creating Jenkins pipeline for AWS SAM application deployment, AWS SAM application with Jenkins CI CD pipeline. So in modern DevOps workflows, automation is key to efficient and reliable deployments. AWS Serverless Application Model, which is AWS SAM, streamlines the development and deployment of serverless applications, while Jenkins provides a robust CI/CD automation framework. So this video will guide you through building a Jenkins pipeline for AWS SAM, covering setup, pipeline configuration, and deployment stages. So by the end, you will have fully automated pipeline that builds, tests, and deploys serverless applications seamlessly to AWS Lambda. So the prerequisites are an AWS account, Jenkins should be installed, AWS SAM CLI should be installed, Docker should be installed, and a GitHub repository. So first, we'll initialize a new AWS SAM project using GitHub. So here, I'll create a new repository. I'll name it as Sam Jenkins. Okay. So now we'll use the SAM init for setting up a fresh AWS SAM project in the repositories directory. So I'll use the SAM init command here. So here I'll select some options to create app. So I'll select one for AWS Quick Start templates. So here I'll select the Hello World example, which is one. So I'll use the most popular runtime. So yes. So all these things are no. So it asks me for the project name as SAM app. So I'll press yes. So here the app is created. So let's go into the app. Here you can see we got the app here. So now let's push this app to the GitHub. So let's commit and push changes to the GitHub. So here I'll give my GitHub token. So here the code is pushed to the GitHub. So let me reload it once. So here we got the code. So in the app.py, we can see the hello world code here. So now let's go to the next steps. So now I'll allow Jenkins users to access the Docker socket. So we need to use this command to allow Jenkins users to access the Docker. So now let's restart the Jenkins. So in this meantime, so now let's access the Jenkins and download the necessary plugins. So the port number is 8080. So here let's take the password. So let's install suggested plugins. So this will take some time. So it's almost done. So I'll give the username here. So our Jenkins is ready. So now we'll install the necessary plugins. So first we'll download pipeline stage view and then AWS credentials for storing the IAM credentials of AWS account for Jenkins, and then AWS SAM, and then AWS steps, and then Docker pipeline. So let's go to manage Jenkins. So here go to plugins, go to available plugins. So here one is pipeline stage view, and then AWS credentials. Now AWS SAM. and then AWS steps, and then the Docker pipeline. So install these 5 plugins. These things will take some time, so let's wait. So here all the plugins are downloaded. So it is good practice to restart the Jenkins after downloading the plugins. So let's restart the Jenkins now. So if you see the next steps, we have to add AWS IAM Credentials in the Jenkins. So we already downloaded the plugin. So let's add the credentials in the Jenkins. So username and password. So now go to manage Jenkins again. Here go to credentials, go to global, add credentials. Here we have to select AWS credentials, and then we have to give access key and then secret keys. So here, so after giving these things, here you have to give ID for the AWS credentials. So I'll give it as credentials. So after giving, click on create. So now, let's set up CI CD for AWS SAM application using Jenkins. So now go to new item. I'll give it as AWS SAM. Select pipeline. Okay. So here I'll give the pipeline code. So here I have a pipeline code. I'll copy and paste it here. So here I gave the AWS credentials name as credentials. So I'll give the ID as credentials. So after giving this, let's click on save. And also here we have to mention our GitHub account. So after changing GitHub account and AWS credentials ID, I'll click on save. So now if I click on build now, the application will be built. So let me check. So everything is clear. So after the creation, two stacks will be created here. So I'll click on build now. So here we can see the stage view. So the build is happening. So let's wait. You can check the live console output here. So Docker puller the AWS SAM image here. It's still pulling. After that, it will build. So it took the code from GitHub. So it checked for the SAM version here. So SAM build is also done. So here you can see build is succeeded. So it is creating stacks which are my SAM app. So here you can see here after reloading, you can see a stack which is building. See. So after this, another stack will also create. So let's wait for that. So it started the deployment. Here you can see the S3 bucket is automatically managed by the AWS SAM CLI. So it uploaded the artifacts to this ID. So here you can see IAM role, Lambda, API gateway are created. So let's wait. So one stack is created, another is still creating. So let's wait for that. So everything is created. You can see the deployment is successful. So here you can see two stacks are created. So if you want to access the application, here we got the API gateway endpoint URL. So if you click on that URL, you'll get the application. So here you can see we got our application, which is hello world. So I'll also show you the stage view. So first step is checkout code, and then AWS SAM CLI is installed by using Docker, and then SAM application is built and then deployed to AWS. And these are the post actions. So your stacks are created. You can check the API gateway also. So the API gateway is also created. So we can check Lambda also here. So this is the Lambda function which we created. You can also see the source code here, which is hello world. Here you can see. So while building the app, we selected the Python 3.13. So which is the runtime. You can see it here. So if you click on the API gateway here, you got the same URL. So as you can see this URL. This is the same URL. So if you click on this, you'll get the output. So application. So these are the things which are created. So if you want to delete the application, you have to delete these two stacks, then everything will be deleted. So the stacks are deleted. So if you check here, the Lambda function also deleted. Also same with the API gateway. So the API gateway is also deleted. So this is the process. So that's how we can deploy AWS SAM application by using CI CD Jenkins. So in the conclusion, setting up a Jenkins pipeline for AWS SAM makes deploying serverless application easier and more efficient. By automating the process, you ensure consistent and reliable deployments. With Jenkins and AWS SAM working together, managing serverless applications becomes simpler and streamlined. So this is about deploying AWS SAM applications with Jenkins CI CD pipeline. So that's it for today. Thank you.